We're back for another show of Cup of Joe, the Cup of Joe show. Uh, I'm Joe. That's Jeremy. I'm grieving. I'm a Duke fan, so I'm grieving. Um, the NCAA tournament is really blowing up. We've had an interesting weekend, but we're not quite here to talk about it. Although I will tease later that we have come up with the ultimate movie basketball team that will beat anybody. So get ready for that. But first, we're going to talk about uh, the movies that we have seen. The movie that I have seen. So I'm going to get right into it. I saw Need for Speed, and it was, it didn't get very good reviews. It didn't do that great at the box office, but I thought it was good. I thought it was good for what it was. I think the Fast and Furious movies are better, and I kind of wish that it it moved more into the ridiculousness of the Fast and Furious movies. Although it had a very serious undertone to it, the entire movie was pretty. It was fun, but it was serious, and it was kind of where I think the movie kind of went wrong is that it didn't find a balance between those two things like the Fast and Furious movies actually do, and it kind of leaned more on serious. So ultimately, it wasn't as entertaining, but I thought it was pretty good. Um, the Aaron Paul, interesting to see him in that role. Um, it would have been interesting at the end of spoiler. I don't know if I want to spoil it for people, but I'm sure everyone has probably seen Breaking Bad by now, if they wanted to. Um, it it would have been funny if, like, as he was driving off laughing, he just drove right off into the movie Need for Speed, and so I mean that could have just been a continuation of Breaking Bad. But anyway, I thought he was okay. I thought that his relationship with Putz, what's her name?
I don't know if it's
The
pronounced
woman?
Putz or Poots, but
Poots. All right.
she was in 28 Weeks Later
Yes, exactly. So
and Fright Night.
yes, their relationship was like they had absolutely no chemistry, and it was kind of funny, but like it was also pathetic. But again, that was not the point of the film itself. And Aaron Paul's wife is like much more beautiful than like anybody on the planet, pretty much. So, have you seen Aaron Paul's wife?
No.
Look her up; she's beautiful. So I understand him not having any chemistry with like anybody because his wife is beautiful. But anyway, I thought it was pretty good, and yeah, I would go see it. It's very entertaining. It's no Fast and Furious, but what is? Um, so now after that, we're gonna move to the box office with our pal Jeremy Evans.
Okay, so as we always do, we'll start last weekend with number 5, and that went to Tyler Perry's The Single Moms Club, and that flopped with 8 million. Um, Tyler Perry's actually hit a bit of a rough patch lately. This didn't do well. Last year's Peoples also didn't do well, so maybe people are starting to get sick of his shtick or whatever. Even the Medea movies, which were always his most popular, have been trending downward a bit. So maybe he should just be in more Star Trek movies.
There you go.
But then again, even Star Trek Into Darkness kind of disappointed. So who knows?
Get him away from all franchises. There you go. Except Alex Cross. I'm sure that was great.
Absolutely. Okay, the number 4 spot went to Nonstop. That fell 33% to 10.6 million and has a 68.8 million total. So that's probably looking at a total around like 85 million, and that's pretty good.
I was gonna say that. I mean, that's pretty good for that movie. That's
Yeah,
more than I thought it would make.
Yeah, likewise. Okay, the number 3 spot went to the opening of Need for Speed. That opened to 17.8 million, which I really don't think is that bad. As I went over my box office blog, I don't understand. I didn't understand why expectations would be that high in the first place. I mean, it was Aaron Paul's, first movie where he tries to establish himself as, like the star, as the draw. I mean, he was really good in Breaking Bad, but it was always about Bryan Cranston, in his performance, and it did kind of look like a Fast and Furious knockoff. So, honestly, I think 17.8 is pretty solid. The budget was $66 million, so it's gonna need to make a couple bucks overseas to.
Well, I think it made $45 million overseas so
There you
far, so that covers at least the budget that we have through
True.
Box Office Mojo. So.
True. That's where we get all of our box office figures. So
Yeah,
credit to
maybe we should have been doing that.
BoxOfficeMojo.com. We are not in personal contact with the studios. We're not getting the numbers directly from them. Okay. Anyway, and the top two spots flipped places from the week before, as one held well and one did not. The one that didn't hold well was 300 Rise of an Empire. That was down 57%. It made 19.2, and that brought its total to 78.4. That's only a little harder than the first 300 fell. And, well, I mean, yeah, this one opened to less, but again, I don't really think it's that bad. It's going to get past 100 million, so, and it'll do well overseas, so it'll be just fine. And the number one spot went to Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and that fell just 32% to $21.8 million and has a total of $63.8 million. Despite the $15 million deficit it has to 300, I think it'll probably end up outgrossing that because it'll have better legs. But then again, it has direct competition this weekend, so I will end up seeing it could be an interesting race.
There you have it. There's the box office. You could catch Jeremy's weekly posts on the box office at cupofjoe.com if you don't like seeing our faces. So let me think. Yeah, I like what 300 has done for itself. That'll be just fine. And Mr. Peabody and Sherman, we don't have to see that yet, right?
No.
Okay, good. All right, it hasn't made enough, so we're free. We're free from it. So now we have March Madness. We got basketball. It's crazy. It's beautiful. It's the greatest time of the year. But we're a movie show. So we've come up with, well, it's on the back of my dead Duke bracket. I have 3 others, but this one's dead. And because of glare and lack of video quality, you can't actually see it. But we've come up with a 12-man roster out of movie characters in basketball, and a 3 coaching staff.
We have 4 people there.
Well, yeah, because Norman did. Oops, sorry. It's his character.
Oh,
his character
okay.
name. All right. Well, let's start with the coaching staff. Originally, we had Coach Carter, but since Glory Road happened and Don Haskins, coached the first all-black starting 5 team to the national championship and won the national championship. The entire team wasn't black, but I guess if the movie's true, that was the first time that he went with all the entire black team. All the black players, they were the ones that played, and no one else did, because he wanted to make a statement. At least that's what the movie said. I don't really know how it really went, but I know they won, and Don Haskins is a fantastic coach, so we've got to go with him first. But we have some great assistants. Coach Carter would be a great defensive assistant coach. Oh my gosh, he's fantastic. So we're happy to have him, and I'm happy that I'll meet Samuel L. Jackson now because we put him on our team. That's how this works, right? They're gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually create a team with these. All right, good.
Duh.
What else would we do? Gosh. So we also have Norman Dale. He would be a great, kind of a great second-hand man to Don Haskins. I guess I would say that Don Haskins would be the head. Norman Dale would be the assistant coach, and Coach Carter would definitely be like the defensive specialist. I would say so. That would be the rungs there, and we have a solid staff. So whoever we put on the floor, we're gonna win the championship. But we're definitely gonna win the championship now. That with the team we have assembled.
Oh yeah.
Right. All right. Do you want to start with